All right, so good to go here. So Roland,
Good to be back with you, man.
good to be back with you. So I'm just wondering, what things might you want to work on it? What are the things that you prefer to have shift to be different from how they've been?
My sense of impatience and frustration.
Your sense of impatience, frustration. That sounds very specific. I'm wondering, because impatience and frustration can be very different for each of us, right? And so I'm sure there's particular things for you. So for you, when you are experiencing that sense of impatience and frustration, what are the things to you that you specifically want to have be there instead? Where is that coming up, and how would it be different, or it would be better?
I'd rather have a better sense of well-being and security.
Well-being and security?
Yes.
So the impatience and frustration, you're kind of getting the feeling that it's coming from a place of some kind of not feeling safe and whole and well? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
Procrastination.
Procrastination?
Yeah.
Now just without...
I think that kind of feeds into all of it.
So they're kind of interrelated? Feeds into all of it? Okay, that's fine. We'll figure it out. So, where's my little card here? Let me grab one of these jammies. So, as you're familiar with, I just like to always review this. We want to talk with what's happening within your unconscious mind, right? So the unconscious mind is kind of like the elephant. It's the bus driver driving the bus. The conscious mind is like an ant riding on the back of the elephant yelling directions, or trying to go in its own direction. However, if the elephant's walking south and the ant wants to go north, the ant can walk as north as it wants on the elephant's back, it's still going south. Yes? So the goal is to connect with the elephant, with the unconscious mind that's running the whole game show. And because it always means well, it always thinks it's helping, but if it only knows how to do what it's doing, it's going to keep doing that until it learns that it can do something else and it can feel good with it. So we're going to connect on that level to that system, to that level of consciousness. And when I say unconscious mind, I mean your autonomic nervous system, that which beats your heart and makes you digest and makes you breathe and all those things, right? We're going to go and figure out whatever it's mapped out that it's looping, and figure out, what it is that we might tweak to change the experience that you're living. That way you're automatically feeling more calm and safe and in your body and whole, and that whole reaction of things like procrastination just become irrelevant. You're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go do this. It just becomes just what you naturally do, right? And it's just all about tweaking that map, because however it came out, from 0 to 7, our unconscious mind's mapping out how the world works, which is all subjective. It's just trying to figure it out. And then once it's, okay, I know how to exist this way, and it just keeps perpetuating that because that's what it knows. And it means well. It's just that oftentimes there's better options. We just have to figure out how to connect to that level of existence and give it the updated data. It's like updating your GPS. Yeah?
Understood.
So, we want to be able to talk with the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind speaks in the 5 senses. And that's to say that that's all it knows. There's no English or Spanish or German or Chinese or French or whatever, right? There is sight, smell, taste, feel, and sound. That's it. That's how everything's recorded unconsciously. So when the unconscious mind speaks to us, it has a certain way it does it. There's 6 dynamics to what we call an unconscious response, i.e. your autonomic nervous system is telling you what's up, according to its understanding, according to its ledger, its map. 1, the unconscious mind always answers first, right? So before you have a chance to think, something just comes to you. That's the unconscious mind, that's your nervous system being like, hey, this. It always answers honestly. You can think of it as answering candidly. It doesn't have to make sense in the outside world. It doesn't have to be true according to textbooks, or even according to what you know is happening outside of you. It's true inside of your nervous system's map of the world. It just happens to be there. I'm not here to judge that or even to evaluate it, just to look at the map so we can strategically alter it so you get what you want. Yes? Always answers first, always answers honestly, always feels like you're making it up. It comes through the aperture, the portal of the imagination, so it feels like you imagined it because you did. It just happens to be an accurate portrayal of what's happening in your unconscious ledger. Always answers first, always answers honestly / candidly, always feels like you're making it up. As a result of these dynamics, and the fact that the conscious mind wants to feel like it's in charge, even though it's not, there is always the urge to edit, discredit, or just forget it, whatever just came up. And so this is very important. When something comes up, if your impulse response is to squawk, it would have been words, but the answer is rah, do that. Whatever comes up for some reason is relevant in your system, and the most useful thing you can do is allow that information to pass through your mouth so that we can actually get a clear look at the map, so we can appropriately alter the map to give you the results you're looking for. Yes? Always answers first, always answers honestly, always feels like we're making it up, always some kind of urge to edit, discredit, or forget it, whatever just came up. It's never loud. In fact, it's often not even words. Often, it's more of a sense of things, a knowingness, intuitive feeling, a little voice out in the distance, the still, soft voice in the background that tells you like the things that are important versus like the loud, angry voice that's screaming, but the important things are whispering. It's that. And so the further and deeper it feels, usually the older it is and the more things it's had a chance to affect. So pay attention, right? Avoid evaluating it or analyzing it, sit with it, be present with it. Things have a way of just clicking on their own when you give it space. And definitely express it, avoiding any alterations. Avoid trying to make it better or make it make more sense. It doesn't need to make logical sense, it needs to be expressed verbatim. Always answers first, always answers honestly, always feels like you're making it up, always feels some kind of an urge to edit, discredit, forget it, whatever came up. Never loud, almost never linear. I ask a question, the answer that comes up, it does not make sense to the conscious mind. Why would that be the answer? I don't know. You don't know, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that's what's on the ledger. And if we want to deal with the ledger and adjust it appropriately, we need to deal with what's there, not what we think should have been there. Yes?
Gotcha.
Cool. My job is simple, your job is simple. My job is to keep you safe and help to get you the changes you want based on your standards, definitions, giving you more of the life you want, the way you want it. Not what I think, what you're asking for. Yes? Not my interpretation, what you gave me to work with. Yes? So I'm here to help guide you to what you want. Your job is also very simple. It is to follow my instructions to the best of your ability, face value, verbatim, with the right attitude. What is the right attitude? Very simple. I love these ideas. These are great instructions. I'm excited to see how it's going to work out in my favor. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be terrific. I'm excited to discover what it is. That's it. That's your whole job. Fair?
Gotcha.
You good with it?
Good with it.
Beautiful.
Excited.
Excited. Awesome. There we go. Awesome. All right, so I'll give this to you at the end. So, uncross your hands, feet flat on the floor. Okay, you go with like a hand on your shoulder?
Yes.
Cool, so just take a deep breath in. Let it out with a sigh. Deep breath in. Let your eyes close. Deep breath in. Hold the breath. Very slowly, like you're breathing out of a tiny straw, let the breath out. There you go, and just let it out nice and easy, and feel the feeling of the breath moving in and out of your body. Become present in your body. Feel your weight in the chair. Feel my hand on your shoulder. That's right. Notice how any sounds besides the sound of my voice start to become like background noise, like a white noise machine, making it very easy to just relax, concentrate, and let go. Realize now, no matter how far inside you travel, Roland, no matter how deep inside you go, you will always, always, always be able to hear my voice, follow my instructions, obey the commands, knowing that everything I have to say, everything I have to do is for you, to help to give you more and more and more of the life you want, the way you want it, on your terms, by your standards, by your definitions. That's just how this works. Take a deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. Bring all of your attention into the lids of your eyes. Notice the tiny muscles inside the lids of your eyes. Realize you can allow any tension to melt away like warm water running across little bits of ice, melting them away. There's nothing to do. No need to measure it or manage it or make it happen. Just allow it to happen for you and through you more and more with every breath you take, with every beat of your heart. Roll and just let go now. You can notice your eyelids become more and more relaxed, more and more peaceful. And it's not that you can't open them, they're just so comfortable, so relaxed, so peaceful. They don't really want to open because they just feel so nice being closed. And when you realize they just feel so nice being closed, they just don't really want to open, go ahead and test it just to be sure. When you're satisfied they don't want to open, you can stop testing and we'll continue. That's right, take all the time you need. When you're satisfied, you can give me a nod. Perfect. And we're going to take that sense of relaxation and spread it from the top of your head, let it roll all the way down your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your torso, all the way down to the very tips of your toes. more and more with every breath you take, with every beat of your heart. Just let go. Feel that relaxation. In the moment, not yet, but in just a moment, I'm going to raise your left hand with my left hand. And when I do, allow your whole arm to be loose and limp, like jello, like a wet dish rag, completely limp. Don't help me or hinder me in any way, just let your whole arm be. Releasing it up, totally relaxed, perfect, perfect. And only at the rate and speed you can double, triple, maybe even quadruple this sense of total relaxation. Boom, 10 times deeper. One more time. Breathe in, release, all the way down. Deeper and further with every breath you take and every beat of your heart. Drifting, dreaming, floating, flying, guided by the sound of my voice. Wonderful feelings of peace and relaxation bubbling up all the way from your toes, all the way up your body, through your face and your hair, and circling all around more and more, washing away any residual tension, leaving you feeling deep, deep, relaxing peace and presence. Just enjoying the feeling of the breath moving through your body, my hand on your shoulder, your butt in the seat, your feet on the floor, all the other noise just dissolving into ambient white noise, letting you know it's safe to go 10 times deeper now. Further restful, relaxing, rejuvenating, replenishing more and more and more. That's right. And in the moment, not just yet, but in just a moment, Roland, I'm always curious about how people imagine things. And I'm curious, I'm wondering. You could imagine a place just for you, a place so safe, so protective, so nurturing and encouraging, that nothing less than just absolutely wonderful for you could exist for even a fraction of a second there without being zapped to the other side of the universe or transformed into something absolutely delightful to you. And I'm curious, using your inner awareness, notice, in such a place, what might you see? What might you hear? What might you smell? What might you taste? Being in such a safe place like that, now, seeing what you're seeing and hearing what you're hearing and smelling and tasting, whatever you might be smelling and tasting, noticing all the little things you might notice as you begin to feel that feeling, Roland. Feeling that feeling that lets you know that you are absolutely safe. As you feel that spreading throughout your body, gently cleansing you of any further tensions that could have been there, replacing them with that peace and serenity and that total presence of, I'm allowed to just be me fully, unapologetically. There's no reason to justify it. It's just a silly idea. I'm just going to enjoy existing because that's delightful. That's what I'm here for anyway. And I'm curious, I'm wondering, that feeling that tells you that you're absolutely safe, if there was a place somewhere in your body where it grows and stems from, where it emanates from, with honest unconscious action, let your hand raise up and touch the place in your body where that feeling lives. First impression. As you hold your hand there now, all I want you to do is notice if there was a color or a series of colors associated with that sense of safety. First impression, what color or colors appear to you?
The color of lightning.
Color of lightning. Cool. So I want you to connect with that color of lightning. And as you connect with that color of lightning, start to notice more and more about it. If there was a smell associated to that color of lightning, first impression, what smell might be associated?
Fresh rain.
Fresh rain and the color of lightning. As you notice that fresh rain and that color of lightning, you can taste a taste. First impression, what taste would be associated?
Water.
Water. Fresh rain, color of lightning, and water. If there was a temperature about all this, first impression, what kind of temperature might it be?
Warm.
This warm, fresh rain, color of lightning, taste of water. And if there was a sound associated to this, first impression, what do you get?
Rainfall.
Rain falling, fresh rain, taste of water, the color of lightning. Phenomenal. And if this energy had like a weight and a density, would it be light? Would it be heavy? Would it be dense? Would it be fluffy? How might it be?
Soft.
Soft. Perfect. Notice that soft color of lightning, fresh rain, taste of water, sound of rain falling. And just experience that energy, that frequency, that vibration. Feel it all throughout your system, more and more and more, until the only thing that you can experience besides the sound of my voice is just that. Perfect. Now notice a ball of that energy glowing and growing above your head, swirling beautifully, emanating, radiating across your skin, absorbing through your system in the air, filling the room from floor to ceiling, from wall to wall, and all points in between. Roland, notice how it wraps itself around you like the most incredible blanket of that lightning energy, like a suit, a shield, a cocoon, an armor, insulating you from anything and everything that's less than positive for you, at the same time flooding your mind, flooding your body, flooding your spirit. with everything you've ever most wanted and needed instead. That's right. Notice now it continues to grow and expand in infinite quantity and quality, filling the air itself, and you can breathe it in. Take a deep breath of this, Roland. Let it fill you up like water fills up a bottle, like fluid fills up a test tube, like hot air or helium fills up a balloon. Roland, anchor this in throughout your whole system. Let it flood through your veins, through your blood vessels, through your lungs, through your tissues, through your muscles, through your bones, all the way down to every cell in your body from head to toe, all the way down to the DNA. Boom, updating, upregulating that DNA and turning on to things that are even better and turning anything off that wasn't as helpful instead. Making it all more optimal for your highest quality of existence by your standards and definitions alone. That's right. As you feel this just permeating your system, wonderful feelings of peace and pleasure bubble up from your feet all the way up to your scalp, all the way through your face, through your eyes, through your hair, all the way around you, just more and more and more, moving all around, feeling that almost like electricity gently moving through your system, all the way down to the subatomic particles, ever so slightly changing the vibration of that, reharmonizing your system, echoing out into the cosmos and echoing back. Boom! Feeling that moving through you now. Feel that, that's right, feel that temperature change, feel that like electricity through your system, and everything is just shifted in ways that are unexplainable, and at the same time, it's a very, very enjoyable experience. Let that happen, let that shaking happen, that's right, and that's the body processing that change. The nervous system does things, actually my body tends to do similar things as well. Some people laugh, some people cry, some people twitch, some people shake, some people sweat, some people cough, some people, all kinds of, I've seen spontaneous nosebleeds. The body processes how the body processes, and we're just gonna allow that to happen. Boom, even more now. Letting that happen, breathing with it. And as you do this, allow yourself to breathe in more and more of that lightning energy. More and more and more, letting it flood your system, nourish and nurture you. Feel as that shaking happens, it starts to shake loose. Anything that was out of harmony, out of this new wonderful vibration, shedding it, like space dust being sucked out into the universe and composted and transformed, repurposed and recycled into something much better instead that has nothing to do particularly directly with you. At the same time, this lightning energy is flooding your system and replenishing and replacing that with so much better, all the things you've ever most wanted and needed for the most optimal life, even better than you'd ever imagined, but certainly in that direction. That's right. Take a deep breath in. Breathe in this lightning energy, flood yourself with it, melting away any residual, anything that's not in harmony with that, and boom, replacing it. Take a deep breath of it in. Roland, anchor this energy in so fully, so deeply, so completely that no force in any universe can turn it off or take it away, not even you. And when you know it's locked in like that, just give me a little nod and we'll continue. Beautiful, beautiful. Take a deep breath in. And realize it can only ever get better. That's just what it does. No matter what happens or doesn't happen, no matter what you do or don't think or feel, no matter what anybody else does or doesn't do, think, say, feel, etc., 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 no matter what thoughts do or don't cross your mind, it just gets better, stronger, and more intuitive, boom, in your system. Automatically and intuitively growing and evolving with you, supporting your highest quality of existence. As that evolves, that becomes and expands even more and more and more. It all just works out better and better and better. That's just what it does. Now, just for fun, just for shits and giggles, imagine some crazy force trying to mess with it, and notice what happens instead. Yeah, what do you notice? Doesn't happen, that's right. Boom, it expands, it gets stronger now. Feel that expansion, like electricity. That's right. And just relax into it, breathe into it. That's right, feel that heat building up. Feel that energy is ready to release. You can feel it. It's ready to just Take a deep breath in. Breathe in through your face. Energize your face, energize your head, energize your mind, energize your heart, your soul, and your body. Echo the question throughout your system. When I release the rest of that all now, who do I get to be instead of who I had to be before? Let that echo. There you go. There you go. Take a deep breath without lighting energy just because it feels really nice. There you go. There you go. And give me a status report. How you doing now? Loving it? Amazing, amazing. You're doing amazing. Realize now this can only ever get better no matter what happens or doesn't happen. It just does that. It's just how it works. It becomes more intuitive, more automatic. The more you engage with it consciously, the more powerful it becomes, and it still always unconsciously engages on your behalf. No matter what happens, it's always improving with every breath you take, with every beat of your heart, with every thought that doesn't or does cross your mind. With every moment that passes, it automatically improves. It becomes intuitively more ingrained in your system. It just does it that way. It's just how it works. It's really, really, really just incredible extension and really representation of some of your highest state of being. It's just you manifesting into this reality, fully shining through, fully embodying through this vessel. Now and in perpetuity, getting stronger, more powerful, more potent. Just delighted by your own existence, like, holy crap. It's just nice to kind of be in, oh man, all the options are there. I'm gonna do that. That seems great. Oh, okay, I'm good with it. I'm gonna try the next thing. Awesome, I'm gonna stick with that for a while. Okay, well, okay, did that for a while. I got that. That was awesome. That feels right. Let me try that now. And it all just, boom, comes together for you. That's just what it does. That's just how it works. Take a deep breath in. Notice that this is just the tip of an incredible iceberg of possibility that's already unfolding into probability, into existence for you. That's right. Just breathe with it. There you go. Noticing now an incredible, beautiful vortex of light and dark and all of everything coming close, and you find yourself a week in the future, 7 days out, with this having had a whole week of compounding and growing and evolving, becoming more powerful, more just reflexively helpful, intuitive to you. A second becomes like an hour becomes like a day becomes like a week becomes like a month. Spend some time out there a week in the future noticing how things have shifted, what you've put down, what you've decided intentionally, proactively to take on instead as it delights you. Look at what you've put down, look at what you've picked up, look at what you've unlearned, look at what you've learned, look at how everything has already shifted in such profound and delightful ways, subtly and sometimes overtly. More and more. See what you see, Roland, hear what you hear, smell and taste what you smell and taste, and feel those feelings that come with this new quality of experience. Deep breath in.
But they all put money in the franchise.
And give me a status update. How's that going?
Each week, a little bit of a franchise of your own.
Perfect. Connect to that feeling of perfect. And notice there's a color or series of colors with that perfect. First impression, what did you get? Lightning. Connect with that perfect lightning. Breathe it in through your whole system. Let it fully integrate. Boom. Now, taking it in, anchored in, Roland. Make it impossible to do anything but grow and become even more perfectly potent. When you got it locked in like that, give me a nod to let me know. Beautiful. Now just for fun, just throw something monolithic at it and notice what happens instead.
But every once in a while, batteries will turn down. I'll disappear for a week. I'll go to Costa Rica, sit on the beach for a week, and usually write some music or whatever. But listen, if you put a dope things in your day-to-day routine that create...
There you go. There you go.
Make time for it. If you like to make music, make time for it. If you like to, whatever. There's certain things that are stress for me, and I try to make sure I fit that in.
And I'm curious, what do you notice?
And I just keep running. I think my goals are bigger. Another lesson, life should be 33%.
Perfect. Notice that time vortex opening up. It's way more potent this time, and boom, it's 5 years and a week in the future. Time is even more dilated. A second's like a day. A day is like a month, and a month is like a year. And spend a few months, maybe even a few years out, 5 years and a week into the future. All this incredible change, that lightning energy at its multiple levels of amplitude and evolution, just compounded even more over time. Look at all the things you've unlearned and learned instead. All the different trials and tribulations and successes, overcomings, all the different micro decisions and macro decisions you've made that's led you to this point that you're now experiencing. See what you see, Roland, hear what you hear, smell and taste whatever you might smell and taste, feel the things you feel as you notice what you've noticed, looking back across the time vortex, seeing all those learnings, all those happenings, all those ahas, all those light bulbs just boom, going off brightly now. Take it all in. Savor it. Become very familiar with what it feels like to exist as this Roland. That's right. That's right. Give me a status update. How's that going?
Freedom.
You have freedom. That's right. Take that all in. Take a deep breath. Connect to that feeling of that having freedom. First impression, if there was a color or colors for that, what do you get?
Green.
Take that particular green, notice like a beam from the cosmos, from the heavens, flooding through you. penetrating every essence of your energy, every cell, every little subatomic particle, transforming everything. That's right, and let it just happen. And breathing it in. Just allow the process to move through you, rippling through, releasing all kinds of new potentials that have always been there just waiting for the cue, and that was the cue. Like lightning just struck, boom. Feel it all come alive. That's right, just breathe with it and allow it to happen. We're just gonna sit with it and let your body do what it does. As all these incredible shifts and changes fall into place, locking in ever so wonderfully. In all the best ways by your standards and definitions. That Goldilocks just right kind of fit. Like a lightning strike, boom. Everything starts to make sense in a whole new way. The sense of peace and ease and, oh, okay, I get it. Cool. And the freedom that expands. Clicked. Locked in. Take a deep breath in. Recognize now that it only gets better and more profound and just delightful and simpler. In fact, the more profound it gets, the more simple it gets, and the easier it is just to boom, flow in that way. Completely intuitively, naturally for you. It just happens that way. Boom. Take a deep breath in. Anchor in this state of being so fully and completely that it becomes your default to the point where nothing can do anything other than reinforce it as your default setting. And when you have it locked in like that, let me know. Give me a nod and we'll continue. Now, because I know that you can do this, and we're really just doing this as standard protocol, but I like to have fun with it. Just imagine some like real ridiculous, like almost heinous shit coming at you and notice what happens instead.
I'm stronger than anything.
You're stronger. Boom, that's right. Like lightning strikes, boom. It just pulses out of you, and now everywhere you go, that energy just emanates, transforming everything wonderfully. And very simply speaking, anything that's not ready to transform and just become its best self just is repulsed. And you're like, oh, I only drive away that which is not ready to become higher, and I don't judge it. It's cool, it's just not there yet. That's cool, it's on its journey, I'm on mine. And that same energy, boom, you just feel pulses in your body, impulses that tell you, go this way, go that way, not there, over here, and it's just moving you towards your highest delight, towards your highest qualities of existence, towards that which is for you. You know exactly what that means. That's right. Take a deep breath in. Realize now, this is just the beginning. It only ever gets better. No matter what happens or doesn't happen, you've proven that already. Boom. Always with surprise and delight. In some little or sometimes profound way. I didn't see that coming, but awesome, all right. And that's just how things unfold. It just becomes like, you don't really expect anything other than it's going to work out and be awesome. You don't know how. Sometimes you have an idea, and sometimes it's almost like what you thought, and sometimes it's nothing like what you thought, but you're always delighted with the result. It just works out for you that way. That's just how life goes. And you just feel that congruently from head to toe in every molecule of your being, in every fiber, every little tiny photon of energy, every subatomic particle are all just, boom, vibrating at that level. And that's just default settings. That's how it is. Take a deep breath in. Release. Notice now that time vortex opening up, and this time it's sort of doing this interesting thing where you float through the timeline towards the original timeline that started from. At the same time, it's multiplying the effect of this growth and change process. It's not even doubling it, it's like exponential. And it's like as you move through that timeline, you transform it even more just by your presence at this rate. It just has that effect. All the way until what we would call present day, except as you, one, conscious lands inside the body, this body is highly transformed, highly evolved, retuned, reprogrammed. It's like a different body. This happens to look similar to the other one. Consciousness flooded with all these realizations, emanating these machinations of incredible change, empowerment, unstoppable. Boom, that lightning energy, that next level lightning energy, and that Just total empowerment, that force, that green, that you are greater than anything that comes in the most loving, delightful, empowered ways. Always benevolent in that way, because that's just, you have a beautiful, wonderful core essence. And you just do good where you go. It's just how it operates. That's right, deep breath in. Locking into every part of your mind, body, and soul, every fiber of your being. That's just so ready to just, boom, integrate and emanate these shifts and changes. You feel it with every breath you take into every beat of your heart, with every thought that does or doesn't cross your mind. It simply is, boom, reinforced. 2, all of my suggestions rolling from me to you and from you to your very own other than conscious mind are now 10 times more powerful, 100 times more permanent, 1,000 times more thrilling, fulfilling, and satisfying than ever before. Infinitely more intuitive, Roland, for you, your nervous system, and every level of your existence as it just comes into place, easily, effortlessly, automatically, and intuitively. 3, there's always at least 3 solutions or more to whatever comes up, and that all-powerful, other than conscious mind of yours easily, automatically, intuitively implements whatever solutions quickest, easiest, fastest, most effective, and efficient for the highest good of you and all involved, because it's all for you, Roland. You followed the directions, you did the work, you embraced the process, you created phenomenal results, you've tested them, they are just getting stronger and better. They're your rewards, it's your life. Head clear, heart clear, spirit clear, body brimming with life-affirming energy. Glad to be alive and ready to thrive. On the next count, only at the rate and pace that feels best to you. Number 5, take your time. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and notice how good and fully empowered you feel. Great work. Great work.
I know, I just mean to laugh.
That's awesome. I love it. That's great, man. That's just more processing. It's great. And it's funny because you can kind of just see on the other side of that cosmic curtain, you're like, oh shit, that is really funny. Isn't it though?
It is.
Yeah, I know.
It very much is.
Just enjoy it, man. You're doing amazing. You did such great work. So simple now, isn't it? You're just like, oh shit, it was always that simple, huh? Now you get to laugh with it. And notice, it just gets better. And it's fun now, because when you're laughing, you'll notice other people who get the joke. And that's a lot of fun.
Oh man, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. It took me a while to get. Yeah, all right.
There you go. You got it. And it'll just keep clicking further and further into place, and it'll just, boom, expand more. And you'll notice. It'll just keep on going. It's gonna be really cool, man. I'm really excited to hear about all the really cool, incredible experiences you're like already on the precipice of having. And I think you're already having internally. And it's gonna start emanating outward into the outside world and reflecting back to you now. And in perpetuity. Yeah! That's my boy.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
That was beautiful. I'm gonna get you some water. Sit and integrate for a minute, okay?
Okay, we'll do.
Great work.
Thanks. You're great, boss.
You're great. But thank you, sincerely.
Thank you.
And your body's gonna talk to you. Use this to notice when your body's talking to you, because it's gonna point you where you do and where you wanna be going, and it'll tell you where it's not useful for you. Notice it, pay attention. Okay, cool. And what'll often happen is it'll just give you the next step and trust you to trust it. And when you get to that next step, it'll unveil the next step. That's just how it tends to work. Sometimes you get other, but it's usually like that. I'll be right back. It is indeed, and thank you. That's yours. Hydrate up, drink a crazy amount of water the next few days, because that was a lot. Your system did a whole bunch of stuff just now, and hydrate like mondo extra. Like a lot. Yeah? Like just be drinking water for the next few days. Like you want to be peeing extra. Like it's going to be, yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff just moved. Like a lot. You did great, man. That was a fun process.
It's because you're great, man. That's why.
We're just reflecting each other's greatness, man.
Yeah.
Boom, exponential. Bring it in.
Thank you for that, man.
That's my pleasure, man. A privilege. That was really fun to do with you there.
It's always a pleasure, man. Do you want me to sign?
Yeah, just.
All right, I'll be here. Whatever you tell me.
Yeah, we'll take it. Let me just pop that.
We are so done. Nobody knows how we're done.